At age 70, we reach a milestone in a long journey that not everyone is fortunate enough to complete. When hair has turned gray, skin has wrinkled, and life has slowed down, we can look back on a path filled with joys and sorrows, gains and losses. Yet at that threshold of age, many realize that being overly emotional and living for others makes them the most vulnerable. The reality is, after age 70, you're no longer living to please anyone else. You live for peace, to savor the final years. And to attain that peace, sometimes you must learn to live coldly, not apathetically or heartlessly, but by learning to let go, choosing your emotions, and putting yourself first. Some may ask, why must one live coldly at this age? The answer lies in your own experiences, the losses, the disappointments, and the sacrifices that went unrewarded. Below are the 6 most powerful reasons explaining why you should learn to live coldly after age 70 to be truly happy, free, and authentically yourself. Reason 1. To avoid being hurt by things you cannot control. By age 70, you've learned that not everyone you love will love you in return. There are people, children, friends, or relatives who were once your emotional center, yet with time, distance grows and indifference becomes blatant. When you're overly emotional, you have expectations. And expectations lead to disappointment. After repeated hurts, you ask yourself, I was so good, why did they treat me this way? But the truth is, you can't control others' actions or emotions. The only thing you can control is how you react. Learning to live coldly here means letting go of unnecessary expectations. When you stop waiting for affection, daily check-ins, or concern, someone's silence no longer wounds you. You realize true peace doesn't come from others, but from a heart that knows enough and knows how to be at peace. You no longer need to please anyone or strain to hold on to fading relationships. When your emotions are no longer manipulated, then you are truly free. Reason 2. To live in alignment with your own values. When we were younger, we often lived to satisfy others. We feared rejection, judgment, loneliness. But by age 70, you deserve to live for yourself, no longer for others. Living coldly means selectively choosing what deserves space in your life. Not everyone who comes to you brings genuine love. Some come for convenience, habit, or simply because you were too giving. At this stage, you don't have time to waste on toxic connections or insincere stories. Allow coldness to become a filter for your soul. Preserve only those who make you feel joyful, at ease, and valued. You are no longer someone who needs validation. You are the only one who can affirm yourself. When you understand your worth, you'll never degrade yourself to hold someone else. Reason 3. To protect your mental and physical well-being. Science shows that negative emotions directly impair physical health. Stress, anxiety, sadness, all are silent killers that weaken your immune system, raise blood pressure, and disrupt sleep. At age 70, you need the gentlest, calmest life possible. Each morning, you need internal peace more than tension-filled calls, painful words, or worries over others. Living coldly erects a protective barrier around yourself. Choosing silence over arguments, stepping back instead of confronting, offering a smile instead of reproach. Each is a daily act of healing. You no longer blame others for not understanding you, nor feel sad when someone leaves. You understand that health is the most precious asset. Keeping your mind at ease prolongs life and strengthens wellness. Reason 4. To avoid depending on emotion or pity. Old age often leaves people feeling weak, not just physically but emotionally too. At times, a message or concern from a child may bring tears. But that's when you're most vulnerable to emotional dependency. You begin to wait, live in response to their emotions. If they're happy, you're happy. If they withdraw, you hurt. Your life becomes a small boat tossed by others' emotional waves. What you must realize is, emotion cannot be forced, and you should never live based on someone's pity. You were strong enough to build a family, raise children, survive wars, poverty, loss. So why allow your heart to weaken now? Living coldly at this age helps you preserve your dignity. You don't solicit attention. You don't bind someone with your loneliness. You live with quiet pride, lightweight yet sturdy. Remember. You don't need pity, you just need self-respect. Reason 5. To allocate time for what truly matters. As you grow older, you understand more than ever. Time is the most priceless gift that cannot be bought. Each passing day brings you closer to the journey's end. That doesn't mean surrender, it means living with more intention than ever. Reflect on your life. How many years spent sacrificing for children, family, unnamed responsibilities? Now, let the remaining life be your own. Living coldly isn't selfish. It means saying no to the trivial to make room for the meaningful. Instead of fretting about what others say, think or do. Why not read a book, care for a plant, stroll in morning sunlight, or savor a cup of tea in quiet? You don't need to live long, just deeply. Every day is a gift. Don't waste it on meaningless chatter, nonsensical disputes, or emotionally exhausting drama. Learning to live coldly is learning to conserve your time for what holds value. At this age, you know. Peace of mind is worth more than wealth. Reason 6. To depart peacefully, unburdened. It might sound somber, but it's real. All lives end. After age 70, death is no longer foreign. You've seen friends and loved ones fade away. The question isn't will I die? But will I leave in peace, or with regret, resentment, and sorrow? A life without regret is one lived fully, wisely, and with the grace to let go. You don't cling, don't brood, don't hold regrets. You depart like a breeze, gentle, noble, serene. Living coldly prepares you for that farewell, no fanfare, but a quiet conclusion. It's the time to release grudges, forgive those who hurt you, even forgive yourself for past mistakes. You wrap your life's journey with a smile, with gratitude, and with a light heart. You've lived long enough to know nothing lasts forever. But if lived rightly, your life will be a beautiful full stop. After age 70, you don't need to become someone else. You simply return to your true self, someone who has loved enough, sacrificed enough, suffered enough, and now deserves peace. Living coldly may sound harsh, but it's actually your defense against emotional turmoil. It's how you stop expecting, start creating your own happiness. It's how you stop sacrificing endlessly and begin loving yourself with balance. You don't need attention or applause. You don't need to live up to anyone's standards. You just need to live honestly, gently, and peacefully. Learning to live coldly is the final form of maturity. If you've read this far, you probably realize you deserve freedom in old age, free from attachments and suffering. So start today. If this message touched your heart, please like to amplify its reach, subscribe to share more meaningful stories. Thank you for listening and for giving time to your own heart. Live like a flower that blooms brilliantly and proudly, even without being watched. See you in the next video.